right, now this story on CBS caught my attention. It's from Jonathan Jones, and he's looking at when Kyler Murray should be coming back this season for the Cardinals. And let's see. It says sources tell CBS Sports the Cardinals are pleased with the work ethic, rehab, and study habits of quarterback Kyler Murray, who begins the season on the physically unable to perform list as he continues to recover from January surgery. In fact, Murray pushed throughout camp to not go on the PUP list, so he wouldn't be forced to sit out at least the first 4 games of the season. Barring any setbacks, the hope in Arizona is that Murray can return around or by midseason, perhaps even as early as late October, unquote.
Late October, where would that put him? What would that be? How many games in would that be?
That's
right
about
there,
week 8, I would say. Late October, it's week 7. Week 8. Week 8. October 29th is week 8 at home against Baltimore.
Okay, so once again, I was hoping that we were going to see Kyler Murray in week 5. And again, you know what? I've been told his rehab is going really, really well, that he is doing very well. So this is not a surprise to hear these reports right now. But I think, I was hoping that he would be ready by week 5. Now, that has been optimistic. That has been really optimistic compared to my compadres around me, like Paul Calvisi by way of thing. All right. Paul Calvisi is like, there's no way. He doesn't think that Kyler Murray's coming back week 5, nor does Dave Pasch think that he's coming back week 5.
I think when they did our prediction piece for the website here, I think I had week 10 against Atlanta.
Week 10, okay, yeah. You know what I think? Week 7, week 8, yeah. That's probably more like it right now, but being the optimist that I am and knowing that Kyler Murray's rehab has gone very well, or so I'm told, yeah, I was hoping week 5.
Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. That's not off the table yet. I mean, what do you make of the fact that in this story, Kyler Murray was pushing to not even go on the PUP list? That, to me, sounds like look.
That matters.
I said week 10 in our story on the website. I probably would go around week 8 or week 9. I was just thinking home game against Atlanta is a little bit of an easier landing spot. But either way, that part of that story makes it sound like week 5 is very much on the table. That part, just if Kyler's going to be like, no, I don't want to miss the first 4 weeks, then that doesn't sound like somebody who knows he's missing the first 12 weeks.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. But hopefully, again, this is where an ACL, and I know that there were some complications with his surgery, but this is where an ACL, this is exactly where he's going to be for the most part. Right in the middle of September to October, the middle of October right now, 9 to 10 months. That, to me, is the sweet spot for coming back from an ACL.
What do you make of the part of the story where the Cardinals are talking up just the way he has been studying, the way he's been preparing? Would they say the Cardinals are pleased with the work ethic, rehab, and study habits of Kyler Murray?
Look, something has happened to Kyler Murray. I don't know what that is. I don't know what is going on. I think, though, we are definitely going to see a different Kyler Murray when he comes back because he has done a lot of things differently. And this is one of the reasons why, and I've said this many, many times, Luke, but it's one of the reasons why I said what I said, that maybe this was going to be the best thing for Kyler Murray. And I hated the fact that I said it a week after it happened. That was bull crud on my part right there because it's still too close to actually tearing the ACL and finishing his season, knowing the long rehab that he had ahead of him. But to me, again, there had to be this still point moment where Kyler Murray came to the waters, metaphorically speaking, and realized at some point in time he's got to do something differently than what he's always done. From what he's always done with Oklahoma, from what he's always done as a rookie with Cliff Kingsbury and the Arizona Cardinals, what he's always done going to 2 Pro Bowls, he's got to do something differently. He's got to do things differently. And I think he's realized that. And it's because of all this downtime
I mean, he's alluded to that. He said that in Flight Plan, that it was essentially this has to be one of the best things that happened to him, because what's the alternative? You sit there and feel sorry for yourself. You don't. You're not coming back by mid-October, late October, mid-season, whatever. If you're sitting there feeling sorry for yourself, I think it's been big that he's been around the team. We've detailed that. DJ Humphries has detailed that about how he knows his quarterback better now than he did the first few years of his career, because they were both rehabbing different injuries, but they were rehabbing alongside each other. I know I've said this before, but Kyler's not even playing right now, and it feels like he's on this team more than it did at times the first few years when he was playing. It felt like it was Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. Now he's not even playing, and it feels like he's on the team more. So we focus on, you and I in particular, on how he's got to come back this season, and that was what caught my attention in the story in the first place. They were like, "There's no way he's missing the whole season on the story."
Right.
But we talk about how it's so important because the Cardinals need to know: is this our guy, or do we got to be looking at Caleb Williams if we have the first pick, or do we got to be looking elsewhere if we don't have the first pick? The other part of this is Kyler needs to get back for himself to see where he is, to help figure out if this team is his future or what. Like, we can pretend there isn't a bunch of stuff up in the air, or we can just all be realistic and acknowledge that there is.
No, that's a great point right there, and it really is. It's a situation where Kyler Murray has got to come back. He has to come back for that very reason right there, and I think there's no doubt about it that Kyler Murray is going to be a better quarterback because of it, because of all of this. He had to have that paradigm shift in his life where he came to the realization that he had to go under center and do things a little bit differently for his career to continue to evolve the way that it started. Think of how it started for Kyler Murray. Oh, just win the Offensive Rookie of the Year. And, oh, by the way, back it up with 2 Pro Bowl seasons. That's how it started. Everything said all is well. All is well. Nothing to see here. It's Kyler Murray. It's everything he's ever done. He's experienced success, everything individually. But now, see how it changes, Basinonians? It's not about the individual. Not in the NFL. Not when you're a franchise quarterback. It's about the team. You have to win as a franchise quarterback now. And that's the challenge to Kyler Murray.